In this video, I'm going to show you how to place the outer tie rods on this Hyundai Sonata. You do need an alignment after this job is performed. Let's get started. Use a 21mm socket, remove all 5 lug nuts, and then we can pull the wheel off. Just a little note, if yours has hubcaps, when you take the lug nuts off, the hubcap is going to want to come off, so take that off first, then the wheel. With the wheel off, we can now see the outer and the inner tie rods. Right in the middle, there will be a jam nut. This jam nut locks them both together, but we need to break it free. Use a 24mm wrench and turn this to break it free. Might be necessary to use a rubber mallet on the end of your wrench. All right. Now, the jam nut broke free off of the outer tie rod, but it is stuck on the threads on the inner tie rod. As you can see, it's spinning the whole thing. That's okay. Where the outer tie rod goes through the knuckle, you might notice that it's very close to the caliper. If you want to use a socket, you will have to remove the caliper, but if you can put a wrench on this and break it free and remove it that way, you do not need to remove the caliper, and that's exactly how I'm going to do it. First, however, let's remove the cotter pin that locks the castle nut in. I'm going to use some cutters, straighten this out, and with those cutters, try to grab onto the cotter pin. Unfortunately, my cotter pin is stuck in here, and the only way to get this off is to just break it by forcing the nut over it, which is fine. So take a 17mm wrench, slide it over the cotter pin and the mounting nut, just like that. And then, with the help of a rubber mallet, if needed, break this free. Now that we know that the mounting nut comes off fully, leave it on a couple threads and then use a hammer, tap on the knuckle right here. That's going to break the stud free from the knuckle. Once that falls out, take the mounting nut off. This held it on so that it doesn't come swinging down, and there it is. Now as you remove this outer tie rod, count the amount of turns it takes to pull it off so that when we put it back on, we put it back the same amount of turns. This will get you close to where the alignment was before. Of course, the alignment professional will fine-tune it at the end. "19 turns for me. Of course, it's going to be different for you. There's the outer tie rod. Apply a little bit of anti-seize on the threads of the outer tie rod. This is going to prevent them from seizing together, this and the inner, that is. You don't need a lot. It'll kind of work its way in there as you thread this on. Now thread this on the same amount of turns it took to remove it. There we go. Remove the mounting nut. Put the tie rod stud through the knuckle. And thread on the mounting nut. The new mounting nut is going to be a 19mm nut. Snug it up. The torque on this is only 25 foot-pounds because I can't get a socket in here. I'll give it a little bit extra with this wrench. So this should be plenty tight right here, this being a neoprene locking nut. I don't need to add a cotter pin to it, which actually might be better in this situation because you don't have much space. Let's lock in the jam nut. Take a 24mm wrench, snug this up, and just give it a little bit extra. Now I like to bring this back so that the outer tie rod is parallel with the knuckle, not at a severe angle. Let's get the wheel back on. If your wheels had hubcaps, you're going to want to put them on now because the lug nuts go over and clamp everything together. Just make sure you line up the cutout for the valve stem with the valve stem, of course, otherwise it won't fit on properly. And now start in all 5 of your lug nuts. We'll bottom them out and torque them to 79 foot-pounds in a cross pattern to seat the wheel properly. Once again, 79 foot-pounds in a cross pattern. Double check them. At this point, take it for a road test and don't forget to get an alignment.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.